should have grabbed the 02.
Yeah.
Oh well, is that our intro? Yo, what's good guys? It's Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these guys right here, potential bad boys I should say. And this is the Jordan Why Not 03. They're getting lighter. The 1 was real bulky. I love that shoe still. The 2 was quite a bit of a departure from the 1. Very lightweight, very nimble, agile if you will. And these are even lighter than those. So it's been pretty interesting, but they are getting more expensive. These got raised by $5. I know that's not a lot, but going from 125 to 130 is something.
That's how they get you.
It is how they get you. They grow the brand or the line with the consumer. Now, with that being said, again, this is the Why Not 03. It's an interesting looking model. When I see it quickly, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that's over at Jordan Brand, but I gotta say this. When I see it quickly, it looked like that Puma Cell shoe with the gel thingy.
The liquid cell.
Yeah, and the one that we reviewed specifically with that weird thing that you like
The
scan.
barcode, or what is it called? QR code?
Is it? I think it is a QR code.
Okay.
But that's what this stuff reminds me of. And the jagged line in the back. When I see this quickly when I'm scrolling, because we've seen leaks of these for a while, but when I scroll through Instagram or whatever, like I'm like, huh? Like, and it's a Jordan. It's not a Puma. So I think that's very interesting. Just something I just needed to throw out there because it's been on my brain since they've started leaking. But this is kind of like a very lightweight version of the Why Not 02. I think the performance features are very similar. So if you really like that shoe, you should really like these as well. Maybe a bit of concern for support in certain areas in terms of materials or maybe the strap, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. First, can we just like appreciate this lovely outsole? I know it's really hard to see because of all those weird ass colors everywhere, but this outsole looks like it's going to be a beast. I could be completely wrong, but it just looks good. What scares me is all the multiple colors because this usually is disastrous. I remember when Adidas used to do this all the time and I'd be like, stop doing that, man. Like it's ruining the outsole. They did stop doing that, but now Jordan Brand's doing it and Nike and stuff. So the cushion, however, is very similar to the last model. It's 4-foot Zoom Air, nothing in the back. It states that very boldly on the interior side of the forefoot. The midsole itself, it feels like it's just basic Phylon. It feels like a very lightweight version. For all I know, it could be injected Phylon, but when I tried them on real quick, it did not feel bouncy. They are slightly decoupled, not the midsole itself, but the outsole. The outsole is separated in between. This white portion right there is a TPU shank, which is nice. Gives it some torsional rigidity. I always get twisted with that.
Which is weird because it's supposed to make you not twisted.
But the midsole itself is not decoupled, but it should feel similar. It is connected right here, but it should still give you the feeling of being able to maneuver and things like that effortlessly on the court. Now the Zoom Air is slightly different or slightly modified from the last year model. Technically, isn't it this year's? Like, didn't the Why Not 02 come out this year?
It did. But they did that also with the Dames, and they did that with
the PGs too. It's happening a lot lately though. The Currys, the 6s and the 7s all came out this year. There's so much stuff. So instead of saying last year's model, this 4-foot Zoom is slightly modified from earlier this year's model, where it's still a large volume 4-foot Zoom unit, but it's articulated. So they have folds in it. They have one here and then they have one here. It's also not as protruding out of the outsole and everything. It's less noticeable. The last model did not have it protrude or anything like that, but as far as the unlock setup, normally when you have this kind of like, what would you call that? When it's like etched out, embossed, debossed, something. It's one of the two.
It's bossed.
There's embossed and debossed. Can there be bossed?
It's like being overwhelmed and underwhelmed and being just whelmed.
Exactly. That's a Young Justice reference. So it doesn't protrude out like something like the 28s, the 29s, the 30s, and so on and so forth, but you still do get a little bit of a bounce. I'm sure that once you run around in them, it'll feel a lot nicer than it does just from a try-on. Because I will say, right from a try-on, it's just not quite as bouncy as the Why Not 02. Now the upper, I'm not sold on this just because like they did carry over textiles and things like that from the 02, but the textiles used here are, to me, they just feel a lot cheaper. It could be the same stuff, I don't know. Well, it's not the same stuff, okay? But what I meant by that was it could be priced similarly. Like if you're a buyer of material and you're like, oh, I can get that material, 3 cents a sheet or foot, yard, whatever. I don't know. To me, it just feels cheaper. It feels like this is not going to be the most durable stuff for a full-on season. And that's what the price increase is a bummer. Now, on top of all of the mesh material, we have a bunch of overlay panels and things like that. Not a bunch, but there's a few, and they're all synthetics. That's another thing that I'm not really, like, I'm not loving it. They could be a beast on court, I don't know, but I'm just a little bit disappointed with the materials, especially in comparison to the last one, because the last one, they still, again, they use the textiles and things like that, but it just felt a little nicer. I don't know how to explain it. It just felt beefier. Now, something that I do like is a very small design detail, and it's on the little top eyelets on both sides, as well as the tongue. It's the one on the tongue that I really like, but it's like a Rorschach. It's so cool. I know it's something stupid, but those little gimmicky things, like sometimes they attract you. It's like a moth to flame, and I'm just like, ooh. The collar area, lower cut than the last model, but they structured it very similarly where there's an inside and an outside. It doesn't feel as separated as the cape did. Did I call it a cape or a cloak? Pretty sure I called it a cloak.
You did.
The Not ZERO.3 had a cloak, and this guy is just all kind of like one piece and everything. So I do like that more here than I did on the last one. And then I also like that the interior is heavily sculpted and padded. You guys know I like my padding in the back.
Hey.
Yeah, man, it feels good. I like it.
That's what she said.
And then the lacing structure is all nylon cables, but what I really like is the 2 midfoot cables that they just placed underneath the upper, just to really, you know, give you that additional midfoot lockdown. If you've seen Russ's foot in slow motion or in a standstill, if you see like those on foot shots where like sometimes it looks like the shoe is about to like fold over on itself, he puts a lot of torque right there, so it makes sense to have that for him. And then they do reinforce that with this, the strap is weird, man. Like,
It's gonna get steamy.
I don't think it's gonna get steamy.
Right there?
Although it could. Yeah, actually it could. I think there's so much padding though that it might just soak up.
I'm not talking about there. I'm talking about where...
Oh, this part.
Yes.
That part it will, for sure. That'll be gross. But this clear plasticky stuff will just turn yellow. So longevity wise, as far as aesthetics go, I just think that's a weird touch. Would have been nice to have that be a premium material or something. What I do like is that you can do what we used to do in the 90s. She just rolled her eyes pretty hard too. But it's a lot cooler in the 90s because they used nubucks and leathers and stuff like that. I am concerned about this little plastic thing as well because those things have been known to break. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, what I would recommend with a setup like this is either going true to size or down half a size for a super snug fit. Wide footers, I feel like this type of material will be good going true to size, but make sure to try them on just in case, because you never know. This colorway releases on January 2nd. Now, with all of that stuff out of the way, we are going to bring the only voice on this channel that matters into the mix. Are you happy? Why not? So what do you think about these compared to the Not ZERO.2? Because I know that you're not a fan of either, really.
I liked that one in certain colors. Not that I wanted to wear them, but they were fun looking.
Okay, so fun? No?
Okay, so I've done zero research on this shoe. It just got the whole unveiling.
Last night.
What's the colorway's name?
Zero noise.
Okay,
so
because...
apparently this is supposed to be the static.
Yeah, so no, because as soon as you were like this, I was like...
we use that all the time.
Exactly. So I was like, oh my gosh. And then they have this guy that I also like to use whenever you need a moment.
You know what though?
What?
Because this is specifically the frame that we use when we do the... And then on top of that, this is a transition that we use all the time. And something that we also use all the time, because it's our name, is WearTesters.
Right. And they did
Jordan,
that.
I feel like Jordan Brand might be secretly trolling because they have this wear test sample of like a bunch of their shoes. And not only does it say wear test, but our WearTesters 3.0 logo is that exact font. It's like, you know, because they've done this before on a marketing campaign. I can't even remember what shoe it was for, but they also used the background music that we use on our videos all the time. And I was like, hey, that's my music. It was the music one was first, okay? Then the second thing where I was like, are they trolling me, was the wear test thing. But I let it slide because wear test is an industry term. Maybe they didn't know that we use that font too. I don't know. But this though, with that and this, now I just feel like, come on. You gotta be trolling me, right?
Maybe just a little.
And if they were, how fucking cool is that?
Bitchin'.
If it's true, I'm not saying it is. I'm just speculating. But if one of the brand of all brands is trolling our tiny little YouTube channel, can you guys do me a favor? If you're really trolling me, can you make a Nightwing colorway? I'll buy it, okay? I bought these too, but like still, like I will buy it. Like do something to where only I would see it and be like, oh, put the Nightwing mask hidden somewhere. I'll find it, I swear, and I'll buy it. And then I'll just know that you're trolling. Like you know how there's that little tiny Jumpman right there? Put a little tiny Nightwing mask or a little tiny Nightwing bird or something like that, logo, whatever, somewhere on one of the shoes.
And don't do it where it's only if you have a black light.
Yeah, don't like really with me, like just do it to a way to where like if I seen that, I would be like, that's me right there. But if anybody else saw it, they wouldn't know what the that was, nor would they care. Do that to let me know, because I can't like look at you and be like, blink twice if you're trolling me, because I don't see anybody. It's just the camera, so I would appreciate it. Oh, we got a giveaway.
Day 10.
My bad.
This box goes very well with these shoes.
I thought the same thing, and this is our giveaway for days, whatever it is. We're almost done. Almost. These are going to Arnie. These are coming your way. I hope that you like them. If you don't, sorry, and you can re-gift them.
We'll try and get them there by Christmas.
No promises, okay? It's been really hectic around here. Star Wars is about to come out, and that takes priority. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section below. I said that twice. Down below in the comment section below.
It's been a day.
It really has been. So thank you once again, and stay tuned for a performance review in the coming weeks. And until next time, guys, have a good one.